the house just to see what they could do. Can I give you the list so we can look at it real quick?
You want to look? Yeah, let's look through it.
13019, or you want me to drop it on the chat?
No, it's okay. Either way, hang on one sec. Okay, dale. 13019, you said?
Orleans Street.
Yeah, maybe direct message me. Yeah.
Yeah. Chat.
Woodbridge, right? It's in Woodbridge?
It's in Woodbridge, yeah. You got it?
I see it.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. See. And this is a VA loan?
Yeah, give me a second. I got out of my screen here. Hey. I spoke to the agent and I have the email address so we can send them an offer. So yeah, it is a no, this is a conventional, but it's a 5.5.
Okay, let's see the cash flow. So if this is 535 as the list price?
Too many screens open, man.
No, it's okay. Take your time. Yeah, 535 list price.
Yep.
We're gonna do the 0.93, subtract the 432. We got 65,000 in equity.
Yep.
We wouldn't be able to give them all of that. We'd probably give them 35 to 40 and
Yeah.
then finance the rest. Let me check the cash flow. What do you think this place rents for? But the payment is high.
Payment's high, yeah, that's what I noticed. The cash flow is gonna be maybe $100 or something like that. That's the only thing.
Not the only thing, it's the main thing, man.
It's I guess we also have to find out whether the 24 or the 20, yeah, the 2495 is the PTI, the PIT, or just the principal interest. I don't know.
Check and see what
I
the
couldn't get that from the agent, of course.
Okay, well, when we send the LOI on this thing, we would just say it's contingent on the payment being that amount. But we're not even gonna bother with the LOI if this house can be rented. We would need to rent it for at least $3,000, and that's what I'm looking for here. But I don't see anything that justifies 3,000. Not in that area.
There are other homes in the area, yeah.
Oh, but there's a townhouse for 2,700. That's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
A beat up house.
I mean, they just bought the house, and fortunately, they're going through the divorce, right? So now, is there a different procedure with regards to the divorce that we need to worry about?
We would just need to know have a divorce decree that the divorce, or if they were even married. Sometimes they say it's a divorce and it's not.
No, they got both of their names are last names are the same.
Okay.
So what do you recommend? Because the agent is open for the for that. So you want me to do some homework on the rental?
We need to know yeah, what the PITI is.
Yeah.
If you could find that out, we'll be okay.
But the rental, you think we could do it?
We gotta dig deep and find out if
Yeah.
we could rent this thing
Okay.
for 3,000 at least. Yeah.
3,000. You want 500 of, if that's the 24.95 is PITI, you want 500 of cash flow.
If that's the correct payment, you gotta
Yeah.
find. But yeah,
Okay.
let me know.
All right, sounds good. Next. I don't have any more.
Hi Paulette, how are you? What should we cover here? I kind of wanted to just give like a free forum for everybody to just talk, say whatever they needed to say, any questions that came up that we didn't cover the other night. Some people made it, some people couldn't. I was actually able to help after that day. I don't know if you guys remember, we were looking in the Blue Ridge area. And I ended up just this morning talking to a seller north of Atlanta. It's not quite in the Blue Ridge area, but very close. And it looks like we've got a low equity SubTo deal that I was able to wrap up this morning. So hopefully that one goes good. We're just waiting for them to finish signing. I was able to speak to them, divorce situation, Jeff. So yeah, I just like to accommodate to make sure that they both realize that even though they are going through a separation, they won't have to communicate or talk later on during the SubTo. That's what most people are worried about, having to deal with the other person. And most people, when they do a SubTo, if everything is done correctly, they won't even remember 10 years down the line that they still have this under their name.
You know, speaking out of the divorce, I was dealing with one last week, but the lady thought that she was not a part of the documents, even though in PropStream it does show that it's under both of their names, both the title and the mortgage. But she said she called the bank and she couldn't do much because it had to be the other partner that needed to make all the payments, right? So they were behind in two payments, and apparently she didn't have access to the account, even though her name was on the mortgage. So that kind of created a confusion on my head. So does it mean that sometimes they are, sometimes they're not?
No, sometimes they think that they're on the mortgage and they're only on the title.
Yeah.
Traditionally, I've closed some deals where if they're not married, you don't have to put them on the mortgage. You can put them on the title and they'll sell.
Correct. Yeah, that I know, but I could see that her name was on the mortgage documents on PropStream, which is the reason why I proceeded to visit her. And it was also a negative equity.
Oh, okay.
So, but at least I got exposure to just face to face with the one of the owners and interact with them and just kind of build a rapport there. Good experience there.
Yeah, that's all good practice. Let me get to G. How you doing, G? Oh, sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, got you.
Cool. Yeah, I had sent you through like a property that I was just trying to decipher like what's happening with the list price versus what their actual equity is. And I think it was recently purchased like within the last year to 6 months, and they're trying to get out of it like immediately, apparently, based on what the agent's telling me. And what it looks like what they're asking is like another 100K over what they should have in equity, but I wasn't entirely clear on what they're trying to do there. Like the list of the price that the house is listed at versus their equity, there was just something unclear there. I had run the numbers and did the math. It seemed to have come out like 100K, but PropStream was also telling me like the estimated equity was like 124,000.
Don't bother.
But
PropStream's estimated equity is always off. You got to do it manually.
yeah, so I did it manually, and it came out to like, what was it, pull it up here. So I did the calculations. The list is 10, it's 1.95 mil. So like almost like 1.1 mil almost
Yeah.
times 0.93, you get to 1,018,350 minus their equity, which is what is shown on the mortgage balance. So it's 756,980, and I get to 261.
756,980 is the mortgage that's left, right?
Yeah. Yep. So
You
it's
get
260. So that would be their equity,
right.
right? So, but what they bought it at, what it shows that they bought it at was that they bought it at 950, like I think 6 months ago. It's like 6 months to a year. There was also unclear like when the actual sale was to me.
Yeah.
So that spread of what the current list is at 1.1 versus 950, that's 145. So are they trying to make an extra 145 off of the property?
They're trying to make whatever they're trying to make. It's really up to them. So yeah, whatever that list price is, yeah, they're probably trying to go for another 100 on top of what they purchased.
But they just cut it. So that's why there's so many like moving parts with like what's happening with this property. There's like they had just cut it 100K as of either yesterday or today. So that's
You
why I'm
you could cut through all that noise just by doing your own comping. If you know what
yeah.
the price is, it doesn't matter what they bought it at, it doesn't matter what they think they listed it at, you'll know the price. So
Yeah.
if you could comp it out, get the bedrooms, bathrooms, the area, grab a few properties nearby, see what it looks like.
Okay. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if the equity was real, like the 260 was real,
Might
because
not be.
based on what based on what the list was and then what he had bought it at, like for it to jump 145,000 in a year was like unrealistic.
It depends on the area, man. I've seen it. It's happened here in Orlando. There's this area called Winter Garden where every house, a ton of houses jumped up 100 in just a few months.
Yeah. I mean, I know the area and I know that it
No way.
definitely shouldn't have. Yeah.
So now you would do your comps, you tell them what the comps are, then you have, I don't know if it's listed or not, but talk to them about the price that they have it at now and see if you could come to a happy median. Just tell them you're okay with overpaying, over market, whatever they want, but not that much. Let's be realistic on it.
Okay.
And that will be your exchange. You pay a little bit over market value, but they need to give you terms.
Okay.
Yeah, but definitely do the comping. Find out where you're standing. It sounds like you're about to step into something that's way off equity wise.
Well, there's actually a property right next to it. It's multifamily, so there's a property right next to it. It's identical, and I think that's estimated value around like 850.
Okay.
So they bought it. If they bought it last year and say like it appraised for 100K over, that I understand. But then they're adding another 100 and change on top of that. That's where I'm like, what's going on? And then they just price cut it back down like 100. So there's this 100K sort of gap that's like shifting that
Question,
wasn't super clear.
have they pulled a home equity line at all? Have you noticed on PropShare? It's just one loan.
I didn't. Would you mind just pulling it up real quick and just checking it?
What's the street?
It's 10 Riverside.
You got it?
10 Riverside Avenue in Lyndhurst, New Jersey.
Is Riverside together or separate?
Yes. Sorry, it's one word.
One word, 10 Riverside Street.
Yep. Avenue.
Lyndhurst. And what were we looking for? 4.5 conventional. We've got a 756 loan balance. And they just took it out. Oh, they just bought it in April, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Are they really trying to sell, or they were open to you putting an offer?
Well, yeah, the agent said that they had bought it. It was a guy and his niece are currently the tenants, so it's 2 family, and they're living in obviously one
You mean it?
one of the rooms and she's got the other, and he wants to move immediately just to get out of the area. Like they don't like the house. Something happened. I don't know. I didn't get into like detail, but
Make sure
yeah,
that
like she was open to it. Like this they had no offers. This was a week ago. I called on it just out of interest because of the low equity. That's what came up, and I was like, this is like crazy overpriced. Just let it die, and then it popped back up because of the 100K price cut. So I was gonna call on it, but I just wanted to confirm like what your thoughts were on it and like why. Just how to decipher that sort of payment or the mortgage, like what was real, because there was like that 100K sort of spread just like floating back and forth. I didn't know if the 260 was actual equity the way I did it because it didn't make sense.
my first question to them would be, and just like an honest conversation with the realtor to say, hey, are the owners trying to pull a home equity line of credit? Because I would understand the price being really high. And if she says no, that they're trying to just get rid of it, then you come with comps and show her like, hey, it's not justified. But you also don't want to go to like quote unquote war with her. Like just see what her reasoning was for pricing it at that point and see if you can come up. Make yourself like, okay, you're not wrong, but prove me right. Prove yourself right to me so that I could come up to your number. And I would gladly do it if you can prove it right.
Right. So basically you think that they could be trying to like price it at whatever they're at and then pull the home equity and then get the cash out and just use that for like whatever. Okay.
Happens.
Could they, so you could do that within, I don't know, less than a year of owning a home like that? Okay. I didn't know how long, how much.
Generally, I wouldn't think so, but there's different loan programs coming out where, I mean, I wouldn't think so, but you've got a conventional loan, the guy's desperate to move out. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on the lending practices in Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah. Good luck, man. Hopefully it works out.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, Rob. Jay, what's going on?
Hey Jose, how are you?
Doing well, and yourself?
I'm all right. I got movers, I'm not movers, but flooring people in here today, so that's why I didn't want you guys to hear all the noise in the background.
No
But
problem.
I do want to, they're not in the room right now. So that one property on 3911, I wanted to see if it was workable since he's seller financing, but he wants to kind of move as a conventional lender because he's wanting to do, if you know, a large down payment that I showed you. So he wanted, you know, he's asking for 239. And as far as I can see, I was trying to learn how to use Privy. I just bought it the other day, so trying to find comps on there. But I don't think it's at 239. And I wouldn't mind that 239 that he's asking if he would do terms, but he wants to do, you know, 30 to 40,000 down and then potentially carry the 200, the 200K, but do a maybe 3 to 5 year balloon. And none of those seem favorable to me. And the only reason why potentially I was working this particular lead is because he's been open to stay in talks with me. And I thought maybe if I was with a closer, they could actually, he said that he used to be a realtor. And I thought maybe if I found a closer to JV on this deal to see if they could work it much better. He does need to leave by September 15th. That's another reason why I think potentially because of time, he may budge with the right person talking with him.
I'm definitely willing to talk to them and see where they stand, especially since the home is paid off, right? There's no loans on it.
He said it's not, but with Alaska, it's a non-disclosure state. So you're not going to get a whole lot of info. But from what I can tell, he's a senior citizen. So with that, his taxes, you don't have much taxes. But that's what the other thing is. I tried to ask him, okay, you want to do terms? What kind of payment do you want? And he couldn't give me a number. So I couldn't calculate my potential PITI. So that made it challenging. So that's why, since he's kind of ambiguous with the right person, I also asked if I could have a partner call him. And if you want to talk today to him, we could do that now. And I think he'd probably answer since
Yeah.
he'd know, or
I'd want to, the thing is, I would want to talk to him about a couple different strategies. And
okay,
you don't really have to do with this, so let's go
okay.
offline, and after this we'll call him.
Oh, sure. Sounds great. Yeah, that's great. And also I have another one. This one is an easier one. If you could pull this one up.
Yep.
And it is at 319 Showed, SCHODDE.
CHOUDD.
Correct. Yes.
Oh, I don't show that at all. 319.
Sorry. 319 SCHODDE in Anchorage.
Got it. Okay. Jeez,
So, huh?
this is a nice school. It looks like a space center.
Well, this particular property, actually, my brother owns it. And so he actually gave me the house back 2 years ago. So I moved in, we took over the mortgage, and we actually were waiting for the rates to, well, my credit and the rates to be more favorable. And then I stumbled onto SubTo. So basically, I don't know if you want to use, we could do the paperwork together with everyone in the group so we can see how to do it. But the loan on this is about 142. And my brother is just giving me all the equity, but I want to kick back at least 10 grand to him. The top is already rented out at $1,850. And the bottom, I do want to see if I can get a TML to cover, of course, the to kick him back 10 grand,
Yeah.
closing costs about 5, and then potentially a cut for me because there's money in it, and also a little reno. So downstairs, I pulled out the carpeting and the flooring, but the concrete needs to be cleaned and sealed. And then we were thinking about putting, laminate flooring of some kind, just something easy, but that also will bring in about 18.5. So I'm looking at, if we did the numbers, it's way above 12% as far as cash on cash return, because it's about 3,700 for the rental and the mortgage is at 1,245.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing. I was thinking like 3,600 and 1,200.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of room.
This one is a guarantee, simply because my brother and I have already talked. The point that I would like to see if to learn how to do the TC paperwork, or if we could go with everyone who wants to see how that's done. And I don't know if this class or another class we can actually, do the purchase price. I don't think we have to do the letter of intent, just because my brother, he said, just do up the paperwork, I'll sign. And I thought maybe it would be a good idea.
No problem at all. Would love to help you.
Awesome.
Especially since I'm doing the TC classes with Molly, so I can.
Sweet. See, I was thinking about doing that, but I'm in the Gator, and actually I lost my ability to walk a few weeks ago. So that's why I'm like, okay, I need to switch tactics. And so that's why I'm in the Gator. But if I can lock this down, my brother just wants to, I'm the POA, so technically I could sign off on it, but I just rather have him sign. We can DocuSign, and he's on board.
Yeah, we'll make
with
sure
everything.
Right. He's gonna need to sign a
Perfect.
co-power of attorney separate from that. So
Gotcha.
you'll be good. Let's talk
Awesome.
on the side.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Oh, you know what? Can we look at one more?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one at 409 North Lane. That's here in Anchorage as well.
Yeah.
And this property is not listed, but they are, for the municipalities, they're on the pre-foreclosure list. So within a year, if they don't pay their taxes, it goes on to the city's auction for foreclosure. I can't tell, of course, because a lot of it
This is very weird because it's a construction loan. It's a 2-year construction loan for 64 grand. And it's with an LLC, so I'm not sure why. You said it was going under foreclosure?
Well, it's on the municipality, so they haven't paid their taxes. So
Okay.
the taxes, so they have until next year to, I think they didn't pay it all this year. The reason why I looked at this one is because the LLC is owned by an older couple, so a senior citizen.
Okay.
And I
Right.
wrote them a letter asking if they are interested in selling. So I kind of want to get your thoughts that if they do contact me, what's a good price point to, from what I see, it's around, you said there's a construction loan on
Yeah,
here.
there's a construction loan for 79,000 on it.
Where do I find that on Privy? Is that under,
Prop stream. I don't touch.
oh, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah, on prop stream it'll tell you, but
so PropStream says there's a 64,000 construction loan on it.
79,
Oh, 79.
think, hang on. Nope, 64,000 for 12 years, 3.6%.
26. And so if they do contact me, what's a good game plan to live? I
Wait.
guess if they are open.
We'd have to know what their payments are, number one.
Okay.
And what the value of the property is. It's Zillow says 220. But
I know
then
the taxes said it's about 174, but that's not always the most accurate. So
it's gonna be a little tough just because I'm sure that payment's gonna be either high or
high.
or due too quickly because it's only a 2-year loan.
Oh wow. Gotcha.
So you might be pinned against something there. But we'll go.
So sounds, but I wrote them a letter. I thought that would be better since they're older and
Yes,
older people like handwritten letters
good
and
touch.
talking on phones. So, or a
Yeah.
meeting in person.
Mm-hmm. Good job.
Okay. But those are my 3 for today.
Awesome.
We-
Okay.
Thank you. I
Good.
appreciate it, everybody.
Hey Quentin, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I got 2 questions for you.
Sure.
The first one is basically as an exit strategy utilizing a wrap. How does that work if the seller wants a balloon? Because essentially at that point you don't own the property. Can you do anything? Like you can't refinance it or anything like that.
No, it's higher level stuff and you don't want to get into something like that. That's why Pace always says balloons are for clowns because it just gets too complicated.
Okay, so wouldn't even work if there's a balloon in place.
There's a way to make it work. It's a little more complicated, but we could get on the side.
Gotcha. Okay. And my second question. I remember at one point in time I was talking to you about the Morby method. Can it work the opposite? Let's say they have a loan on the property, but essentially you're able to get financing for 70%, pay off the loan, and seller finance at 30%. Would that work like the reverse of the reverse of it?
So the loan is 70% of the value?
No, the loan will be less than 70% of the value, but they're willing to finance the seller finance 30% to you. So you could still get the DSCR, essentially pay off their loan, put some money in their pocket, and they seller finance the other 30%.
Yeah, but you always want your DSCR to be a low amount so you can have cash flow, or else your payment's going to be really high. So if you're pulling a DSCR for the entire amount, you're kind of screwing yourself.
And in this day and age, what are those rates are you seeing for a DSCR?
9 to 10, 11.
Gotcha. Okay. 10-4. So get it as low as possible on that aspect.
Always the lowest entry. Make sure the mortgage is as low as possible. And most importantly of all is get the cash flow. Make sure it's an
24.
area where you could boost the rent, make sure it's an area maybe not an HOA where you could add a couple bedrooms and you can afford the payment by boosting up the rent.
Mhm.
Think a little outside the box from the normal long-term rent.
Gotcha. Always underwrite it as long-term though, but if
That's
it
your-
can work there, it can work almost anywhere else too.
Anyway, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, thank you.
Welcome. What's up, everybody? You guys are all just watching. I am. Oh, hey, Jess. Look at that. I was gonna call on you. Oops, you're muted.
Sorry, too many screens open. Hi, Jose. How's it going?
Good, and you?
Good. Thanks for everything you do for all of us, baby elephants. So I normally work Monday through Friday. I sometimes hang out in the Dumbbell, and I've been listening to Patrick and Gary a lot recently. So my question is going to kind of be along the lines of cash short sale and you know, just as plus okay, so I was calling a property foreclosure list, but they're not actually in foreclosure anymore, so I just asked if they were interested in selling, and they said that they did, but the lady didn't really know anything about it, and it's a property up in Cleveland, Tennessee area. So my question is I'm not sure how to go about like finding out if it's a good deal or not, because I have like one picture on Zillow, but it doesn't even show a bedroom, like how many bedrooms there are, and I didn't think to ask because I thought it would be here, but it hasn't been sold since 1997, so there's no pictures. So I'm wondering how to go find out myself if it's a good deal before, because obviously you don't want to try to go send an inspector. I don't really know the next step of the process, but I know that I want to find out if there's anything there before I call them back.
I've realized that if Zillow doesn't have pictures, I take the same address, copy paste it in Google, and check Redfin and Realtor.com. Realtor.com tends to not delete pictures like Zillow does.
Oh, okay. Because I have Privy, I have Redfin, I have Zillow, I've got Compass. That I don't see pictures for any of them. So you said Realtor.com?
Realtor
Okay,
with more
try
pictures.
that. Hmm.
You might even be lucky and get some old ones. Or some new.
Yeah, well, it was built in 1976 and last sold in 1997.
Oh wow.
The same people, but was curious because Privy said they had 77,000 on whenever that sold in 1997, but the lady had just said that they owed 141 on it. So that was interesting to me, but I didn't really want to press her because she didn't really sound like she knew. And the husband wasn't home. So sorry, I'm just trying to look this up on realtor.com real quick to see if I can find it. But in that turn of phrase, if you actually can't find anything, what would your next step be?
As far as pictures go, I could just get somebody to just be boots on the ground and go take pictures for me. Go take a walkthrough video, we'll FaceTime, and then I have them record and take pictures of every little damage that they could see. When they're walking through, I always tell them to point out the utilities, the electrical box, the laundry room, anything in there. Have them take a look under every sink to make sure that the pipes are good and nothing is leaking or the cabinets are good and they're not wet.
Hmm,
Minor stuff like that.
okay.
Make
So
sure
you
that
wouldn't actually find like a contractor to go do an inspection, is what you're saying. You'd find someone in the community to go do that?
yeah, just because you don't know what the contractor will say. I feel like somebody in the community would be more aware to just kind of walk through, do their job and be quiet.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, realtor.com has the same one picture.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Since the data has been so old, you said 97 was the last one?
Yeah, yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
minute.
Mhm.
So, okay. So she kind of told me a little bit about it, but I was just wondering, okay. All right, so I'll see if that's, and so, okay, so if that would being the case, if I wanted to send someone boots on the ground, what do you think like the comp ratio would be, would it need to be like a really good before I would even want to send somebody out there? Yeah, okay. So, okay, a lot of wiggle room. Okay, I'll
Check
I'll
the
chew
rent.
on that.
Always check the rents first and then figure out the price. Because you want to know if you're going to cash flow.
Okay.
They owned it outright or no? They owed a little bit, 140.
Yeah, which is weird because apparently they got it on a deed for 77,000 back in 1997. So I don't know what's going on there, but Privy doesn't have anything else. That's all it says. So
Want
I
me
was
to check?
honest, I was just logging in to see if I could get order prop stream right now because I think I'm gonna switch.
There's a week.
Um,
There's a week
uh,
free if you want to try that.
yeah, I saw that. So that was really cool. Okay.
Want me to check
All
real
right.
quick?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Cool. You could DM me or
Yeah, I can drop it in the chat if people want to look.
sure.
Is that a good idea? I don't know.
Or send it directly to me just to check it.
Okay,
2 seconds.
Jose. Okay.
And then I say it out loud. Cleveland, Tennessee.
Yeah, it's a nice little area for sure. And there are a couple of comps, but not that many because of the build year and this old year. It's kind of, and I just don't know why I can't find out how many bedrooms are in it. That's just strange to me. And I didn't see that before I got off the phone with her.
Yep, option doesn't have it either.
Weird.
Okay, so they fell behind $6,800 and
Mhm.
HA put it as a second lien.
Oh, okay.
In February.
141 though. That's so much higher than what it was. That's so weird. They must have got a second mortgage at some point.
It must have been a typo because it's actually 114.
Oh, wow. Okay, privies. Interesting.
So we've got 6,800 as the arrears that was fixed, and then 108,000 on the normal balance, 3.7.
108. Okay. You said 3.75.
Yeah.
Okay.
Together you have a payment of like 620.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I'll lower my hand.
No, I got you. Haley, how are you?
Okay, how are you?
Good, man.
Wonderful. Hey, on this last call, I mean, this is not call, but this last one of the questions you answered a minute ago was you said you all talked about DSCR.
Mhm.
What is that?
It's an investor loan where they don't go off of really your income. It's more of the asset itself. They want to make sure that the asset performs and it rents correctly. They just want to make sure that you're making profit on the deal also. Because if the investor is making profit, then DSCR will make their money.
And that pertains to a PML.
That it's, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be private because private money is you and I. This is more,
Oh,
yeah.
I see. All right. Thank you for that. And then I found a property and I just kind of wanted to double check the numbers.
Mhm.
I'm gonna send you the info in the chat.
I got it. Oh, shoot. I think I got people on YouTube talking. Hang on.
Yeah.
Got it here. Let me share my screen for everybody to see.
Thank you.
Oh. Where the heck is the chat? Yeah, I need to elevate this thing. Desert. This. And what did you say about this one?
I went through the the 0.93 and subtracted and got the equity did the 0.08, got the rent and the loan payment. And I just wanted to see if I'm on the right track.
Awesome, man. That's how we do it. We double check in here.
Yeah, because I think I got it, but I just want to confirm so I can rip it.
All right, let's go. Tell me, walk me through this deal.
Yes, sir. So I did the 197, 200, which was in the down there.
It looks like they were just trying to rent it. So your first
Oh.
question is gonna be, you're gonna be asking, what happened? Did you end up putting a tenant in it? Did you not? It's still the same conversation because all you have to do is take over the tenant. But you do have to know how much they're paying.
I see.
But keep going, 197.
Yeah, so I got 197, 200 times 0.93, which gave me 183, 396.
Okay.
And then I subtracted that from the 189,097 that's on the Zillow.
Yeah. What do you get?
I got 14,701.
Yes.
And then I took okay, so that's kind of where I got mixed up. Do I use the 197, 200 or the 198,097 for the 0.08?
No. You're looking at a prop stream estimated mortgage? Or what? What's your question here?
Oh, that so the 197, 200 times the 0.08, I got 15,776.
Okay.
And the rent is 1,535, and the payment is 6,863.
So how much cash flow do we have?
So there's 672.
672.
Yeah,
You said how much does it rent for?
1,535.
Okay. If it's 1535, and this is 863, you've got to make sure that this is including taxes and insurance. Sometimes it's not, but you're on the right track. You're almost there.
Okay.
So you guys see that he's got a 1,500 rent, 863 payment. Let's say this thing goes up $200. He's around the $500 cash flow. He's got a 2.8 interest rate. And he's checking out the value of the property, which is 196. He's taking 10% of that or 8% of that, which is the right way. And you came up with 15,000.
Right.
15,000 is basically the same amount that they are negative and they're having to pay out of pocket. And instead of them paying out of pocket, that's how much we can go up to give into their pocket to the seller. So yeah, you nailed it. You don't have to go that high.
What's that?
You don't have to go that high and don't present that option, but it's
Oh, no.
it's in your back pocket.
The question would be, what were they thinking about or that they were going to get?
They're probably just trying to rent it. So this is going to be more engaged towards tired landlord.
Oh, I see.
I mean, they might not be tired yet. But they listed it for rent end of December. They removed it, tried again in March. So it's pretty recent. It's not too far off.
Right.
But check and see what happened.
Okay.
But it looks
So,
pretty clean. Other than the turquoise walls, it's nice.
yeah. So, all right. So that I'm on the right track then.
Yes, sir. You're right there, man. Good job.
Awesome. Yeah. And then of course, I'm gonna just call and practice, talking to him.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Thank you so much.
Welcome. All right, guys, I got some people on YouTube wanting me to go talk to agents. How do we factor in the commission when we're underwriting a property? Could you please show an example of a seller finance letter of intent to an agent? Okay. All right, let's just start going through this stuff. Any questions here in the Zoom before I get started? Des, you want to know where we begin as far as training? There's so much information within the community. Yep. In the next week or two? Well, Des, I'm a little biased, but if you're gonna push and you want to deal quick, you're gonna run around trying to catch your tail with foreclosures. You're gonna run around trying pin somebody down, seller finance, and SubTo with equity with above low equity with normal equity, like 100,000. That would end up being a hybrid deal. And they're a little more difficult. This one, the strategy, they're already pinned against the wall. They've got no money, no equity. The loan is already high. The mortgage balance is basically whatever the market value is, and you don't have to do much work here except provide them a solution, and that's what we're doing.
Okay. So then I'm in the right place.
I don't know, ask everybody in the chat. Let them tell you. Hey, Elmer, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
Good.
I had so I got VAs or whatnot calling some. So I had some vacant. So right now I'm pulling just vacant list or whatnot, and wanted to see if you could help me structure this deal this is lead or whatnot. My VA just sent it to me yesterday, or the day before, and she was saying that she's motivated. She wants to leave her house, and she got another property here in Los Angeles. So she has 2 properties she wants to get rid of.
Okay.
Not sure. I was gonna talk to you on Monday but I'm like, then I seen your live right now. I'm like, oh, let me see if I could. Maybe.
Do it sooner. I'm just trying to stick to like making calls on this low equity stuff so people could learn it.
Okay, cool.
I'll probably hit you up tomorrow. I was gonna take the day off, but I don't know. I'm in this grind mode where I'm gonna keep going. So
Okay. Yeah, appreciate you.
yeah, I'll give you a buzz in the morning or text you in the afternoon, something like that.
All righty, sounds good.
Yeah. Drew, how's it going?
What's up, Jose? How you doing, bro?
Good, good. Talk to me.
I got another property for you to look at.
Oh, okay. Is it low equity though?
Yeah, they have 15K in equity.
Okay, let's take a look.
14728 W93 Road Street.
Lenexa, Kansas.
Yeah.
Haven't done anything in Kansas. Let's check this one out. Do you know this market, or you just hit something that?
No, just looking randomly.
Okay. All right, let me share my screen with you guys so you guys can see this. Oh, I am sharing my screen. Okay, good. So we got 5 bedrooms. We've got 390. And you're saying you did the formula on this one? What's it looking like?
Yeah, it looked like it was like a 1,000 split, like in the rent and the mortgage.
Okay. Let me check it out. 2,900, 5 bedroom. $2,900. We're gonna go up to 35. There is nothing for rent in the area.
Hey, Jose, this step right here is you're determining what rents are?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you.
Welcome. Okay, maybe this one. Guys, keep in mind, you don't want to cross highways if you don't have to. So since this property is around here, we want to stay inside the highway lines. So if this is 2750, 28 contacts, and 13 days listed. So being that it's more contacts than listed, we know this is the right price for this property. And what was the square footage on the other house? We had a 5-bedroom. 2750, 2900. So we could probably shoot for 2900. Is that what you were estimating for rent?
Yeah, I mean, I even went for lower. Like I was saying, just like 1,000, but I feel like it's more than 1,000.
If it's, let's just say let's call it 2700, because this one is a 4-bedroom, the comp.
Hmm.
This is a 4-bedroom, 2900 square feet, and we've got a 5.4 with a pool.
Yeah.
So we could go over it, but let's just underwrite it at 27. Then we've got these two payments of 1,500 combined. Remember, we combine them only when it's a credit line or a home equity line, things like that.
How
So
would you know if it's a refinance?
usually the term, the loan balance will be equal or very close to each other, and this will be a lower rate, the second one,
Okay, got you.
because you never really refinance and go up, or you shouldn't.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
So we've got a $1,500 payment plus maybe taxes and insurance, and then we've got a 2,700 rent. So we've got 1,000 cash flow. That's not bad. That's good.
Sounds good, right?
Yep. And then let's take a look at the numbers as far as what we need to go to their pocket, the equity line.
Pretty sure they would have got 15 traditionally.
Traditional, okay. So let's do the 390 times 0.93. It's 362 minus 280 minus 44,000. We've got 38,000 in equity is what I'm seeing. How did you get your number?
I probably used the list price.
Let's check the list price. Do you show it as listed?
What do you mean?
If it's on the
I think I probably used 364. Is that too old to use?
Yeah, that was the last price. Yeah. I mean, we could use that. At least we know that we're willing to take a hit.
Yeah.
$365 times 0.93 minus, what was the loan balance? 280 minus 44,000. Yeah, now we got the 15. You're right.
So like in that area.
Yep. So in this case, yeah, you could call them, call the owner directly, see if they're willing to sell. And if they are, that's pretty much what you could give them. Offer that to
Okay,
them.
so what would you offer knowing like 15 is what they would have taken?
I would offer them 5 or 10 because there's still a lot of work that needs to be done.
Okay, because it's not renovated.
Yeah, you got to do, remember, if we're going to do an estimate of the property, this is the value AR, you should do ARV. You should try and reach for an ARV value. So you want to do carpets, you want to maybe paint the inside's already painted. Maybe go white on the stones of the fireplace. Do all new baseboards because all these baseboards are, I don't know if you notice, this is the older style with the wood around the windows and all that.
Okay. And if I wanted to JV, I would just hit them up and say like, would you guys take this price, or would I just ask them more about like the numbers, confirm the numbers, and then send them over to you?
Just ask them about the numbers and then we'll put it in writing. Once I'm able to talk to them. Generally, what you guys are trying to do is just figure out what their problem is and if we could find a solution. And then I'll jump in and find the solution or the best way to get that solved. Because if we shoot more for money and not the actual problem solving, then usually we're going to overpay.
Okay, so just pretty much finding the bunnies, figuring out their numbers, and then bringing it to you.
Just call it discovery questions.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, bro.
You're welcome.
Jose,
Yes, sir.
I have a quick question. Is there a way, can you turn up your volume a little bit? You can still keep your tone that you're at, but can you pick up your volume a little bit?
I wish I could. Let me try. No, it's the thing is if I go into my AirPods, it's gonna
Oh, okay, okay, never mind.
things. Yeah,
All
all good.
right.
Rick, got a question? How's it going, man? Oh, my bad. I muted you again.
Hey, I just want to know if we did find a deal, how do we go about submitting that to you? Is there a form, a link, or do we text you, email you?
Oh, here's the form.
Is it in the elephant challenge or is it just like
It's
separate? It's a separate thing.
no, everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go. You'll find my links and here, I just put it in the chat.
Okay, cool.
Submit it there.
All right. I guess as long as the numbers look good and we get that 500 or more cash flow,
Yep,
we're in a good place.
absolutely. Good starting point at least.
The only challenge I have is trying to find that private money. I've talked to a bunch and they're like, entry fee, there's no equity. How am I going to lend to you? That's what I'm running into. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why Pay says you got to squat up, do it with a sub-2 student because we know how to get them paid even if there is no equity because we do it off the cash flows.
All right. Thanks, Jose. That's all I have.
Yeah, you're welcome. Did you still have something, Jess? Are you good?
Just another quick question. Do you have like a simple kind of underwriting formula like XYZ? And I know there's like long videos and stuff, but I kind of get lost because we kind of go all over the place and other questions and such. But do you have, I've gotten pretty used to comping, but underwriting, I guess, is a little bit harder. And I'm just kind of struggling to find where, if there's an actual deal, I guess, and I'm spending too much time.
Yeah, well, I like to do it in every video. It's just, you got to sift through and find where I do it in the video. How about we just
Oh,
do
okay.
it right now so that we can kind of figure that out? What
Sure, I
county-
have one. So I have one where I kind of pitched creative the other day, and I got radio silence from the agent, so I don't know if I'm ever gonna hear back from her. So I can share that one if you want. Okay, so let me find that real quick. 1 second. One Pinnacle. Sorry, I'll put it in the chat in just a second when I find it, and I'll lower my
Alright.
hand. Pinnacle. Okay. Find the address.
Where the heck was I thinking?
So hard to find this yesterday. Okay. 19321 Mountain Meadow.
For those of you asking about how I filter, I'm doing it right now. You should probably pay attention. These are my filters that I'm using. Failed listing, MLS date. I go back to the beginning of last summer. I go into the ownership info, only individuals, so we could get rid of those fix and flippers and other types of loans on there. Let's see.
Okay.
80% loan to value we've got here. And mortgage info, we're only doing conventional FHA VA at 4.5 or less. And lately, me and Rogelio have been playing with this part. We've been doing What did we say, Rogelio, last year, December? I go back to December of 21 on the last sale date. And usually that nets me a nice little specific list picked out. And these all, look at that, they're all right under 40, 50,000. Which is great. But just tell me, you found
I
it?
put it in the chat. It's 19321 Mountain Meadow,
Right,
Hidden Valley Lake.
got it. In Cali. Is Cali your market?
Yeah, I'm all over the place, but this is my backyard.
Nice. Okay, we got a loan from 2004. They basically almost have this property paid off. Only 95,000 left. 4.5 rate. 19321 Mountain Meadow.
So it needs a lot of work. There was a list. There was a almost closed, fell out of escrow because they couldn't agree. They said they wanted like 93,000 in repairs on the inspection. And they have like a hard cash offer with someone trying to give them 230 for on a hard money loan. And I was trying to, they were really interested when they thought it was seller finance, and the agent for whatever reason thought it was free and clear. And so they were really interested until she said that they actually owe, she told me yesterday that they owe 140 still. So I don't know where that number is coming from. If it says 95 over there. But then, so I try to get a little creative with her, and she was like, no, I haven't heard back at least anyway. So
Okay. So this is, if it's at 140, this is probably not worth the 272 you're saying because of the repair.
yeah, so they actually had a full inspection, and there was an estimate of 93,000. I went through and did a comp and think it's about 97,000 myself, because I think the kitchen looks absolutely terrible and so do the bathrooms. But and also I think it's the porch looks like it needs some work too.
Why are you being so rough on them?
Because it's not my money to decide, and my partner was like, I don't think this is a deal. And so oh, and here's the other thing. Okay, so the guy was a contractor, and he was in the middle of opening up the roof, and he died, unfortunately for him. But the agent actually, I think, has some money in this deal because she had a contractor put that back together enough where it could be like patched up like that. So that's another reason why. And the door. So what I did was I pulled an inspection list and put it with my comping sheet that I have, and that's kind of where I got that number. The outside looks great. Looks at a golf course, all good. That part. I mean, it's not fantastic looking, but it's better than the inside.
It's clean, a little landscaping. It's not bad at all. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. So if it's at 190,000, and then we've got another, what'd you say, 120?
She said they have a loan of 140 and they're looking to net 1,000, and she said their bottom line price was 257, and they have this other, whoever wholesaler trying to give them 230 right now.
They want
So
147, and then we've got 90 something in repairs, right? 93, 95.
that's what they said, 93. So if that's the hard part, the
Oh.
hard stop is roughly about that.
Okay, so they're negative. And they wouldn't even be walking, well, I guess they would, but yeah, this wholesalers, I don't know what they're trying to do, honestly. I think the wholesaler's doing it wrong.
Oh, so you wouldn't even give them 130 or 230? What would you give them? If you were going to wholesale that deal, what would you offer?
If that's the true value fixed up, what do you think the actual ARV is on this?
So the ARV is all over the place. So the sold comps are for anywhere from 305 to 360, and they think it's up in the 400s, but I think they're a little out to lunch with that a little bit myself. I think they're just hoping. But so yeah, so we've got from like 305 to 360 is like the high one, which I don't think it's anywhere. I don't know that much exactly. I'm not that good at comping, I guess, yet.
Got 350 down the street. 3-2 1575. This one's a 3-2 1463. And it's
Yeah.
already in its work. How long has this been up?
165 days, I think. It's been a little while.
Okay. So 350 is off. 370. Yeah, maybe like 325, I'm guessing.
325. Okay.
So I would, if I was a wholesaler, I would do 0.60. And I have to lock this thing up at 195.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So my partner's right then. So we're good. Okay. I'll just forget all about this property then.
I don't think you have much competition as far as who placed an offer.
Well, so being that we were going to try to do seller financing and then, but that was on free and clear. And then they threw in the 140. We just don't know if we're going to be paying out of pocket to fix it up to rent it out, and the rent doesn't justify giving them anything. So I don't know that there's a deal to be had there. And they're not going to take 195. So
Yeah.
So yeah, and they have a whole nother situation where they've got to get someone in elderly home care, and so they need a certain amount. And so that's what I was trying to help them with when I thought it was free and clear. I'm like, hey, maybe we can, do that because I want to be able to help. But then it just kind of fell apart after that with the rest of it.
Okay.
So anyway, well, thank you for looking at that. So
Welcome.
yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. You guys got any counties you want to hit? Do you guys want to get on the phones? You're always looking at me. Anybody want to get on the phones? Yeah, right. I need Jess's headset. Duval, Des, I
Oh,
won't
it's a
anything.
Logitech. It's $25. Amazon special.
Look at that.
There you go.
Des, I wouldn't touch anything in Miami. Sorry. Not with a 50 foot. Count me out. Where can we go? Where can we go?
Come to my backyard, LA.
LA, man. Everybody's leaving in LA. Why am I gonna go in?
Ain't nobody leaving. Come on, man.
Yeah, state.
We're building stadiums over here in Inglewood. Come on.
I saw that. Actually, somebody brought an opportunity to me. It was just north of Compton, and I was like, "Whoa, really?" And those things were for $3,500. I was like, "What?" That's
And the
insane.
neighborhood, but the neighborhood is getting a little bit better. I mean, yeah.
Unreal. But hey, I mean, good for the area. I'm glad it's cleaning up at least.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, guys, I'm not getting anything, so I'm just gonna go with what I've got. We've got a new home here. I don't have any information on it though. It's sold in 2021 for 135. Yeah, I don't know what their loan is. Let me just go to the next. 615 Auburn. We got a credit line. They just took it out about a year and a half ago. We've got 250 here, 615 Auburn. Memphis, we could go to Memphis next. I tried that yesterday or last time on Thursday. Let me go through these first. Pending, dang, that was a nice one. Oh, this is so nice. Just missed it. What's going on here? They just got a contract 2 weeks ago. At 375. I think I've seen this one actually. But 375, you would do the 0.93. And we subtract the 250 of the loan, and we've got probably 100 grand in equity on this one. So it's a hybrid. Yeah, whatever potential opportunities you guys have, you can, if you have my number, text me. If not, throw it into the chat. We'll go over it. Rogelio, I don't know which one you're talking about. We've gone through a bunch. Send me an address.
Yeah, I'll put it back in the chat. Thank you.
Dang, pending. Another nice house. See, guys, with these leads, they're good. We just got to get to them quick because they're right on our timeline. Very close. This was just last month. They got a contract. 275. They owe 231. So this is a good example. Do the numbers here. If they got a contract at 275, let's say they did at list price, which they probably didn't. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Times 0.93. At 0.93, we've got 255,750. Jess, if you're following along, this would be a good time to kind of learn the
We're
formula.
not seeing your screen. We're just seeing you. I don't know if you're supposed to share your screen.
Yeah, man. Thank you for telling me.
I was just writing that down.
Dang.
I wanted to tell you, but you was in mid conversation. I don't want to interrupt you.
Let's throw up a foghorn, something loud. All right, so we've got this house here at 275. They just went pending. So we're gonna do 27, just an example, because this one's already gone. We could potentially do a plan B, like just send them an offer to see what happens. So 275 times 0.93. 0.93 is 2.5% commission for each side, which is 5%, and then another 2% for closing costs. That 7% that you're taking off whatever the offer is pretty much what's going to end up going towards the seller's pocket. So with this number, what you do is you subtract the loan balance. So we've got 255,750, and now we subtract the loan balance of 231,380, and we've got 24,000. That's what they traditionally, if they got a full price offer, that's what they're walking away with, 24. At 275, we probably wouldn't be able to beat that because remember, we're going at 8% plus our cut. So 10% total is around 27,000. So it'd be pretty tough to beat this number, especially since we would have to pay an agent as well. If that makes sense. Unless they wanted to close quicker, we would probably be the only benefit that way. If we could close faster than a traditional and they were willing to take maybe $5,000 or $10,000 less than they would traditionally, then it would be a deal. So we'll skip over this one, and that's the very basic math. And I'll go through rents on another one. Actually, let's go through it on this one. 2402 Autumn Ridge. 3-bedroom, 2,200 square feet. So here, when you have the property pulled up, Zillow's great because it pulls up the map in the background. So as soon as you remove this, you've already got the area. So we've got a 3,320. Well, let me remove all this stuff. How many square feet, guys? I forgot already. Squirrel brain. I think it's 2,200. So I'm going to go up to 27 and I'm going to go to 1,750. So I'm going to have a pretty large range and then filter myself from there. Let me remove this coming soon filter. And we're going to go for rent.
Oh, cool.
So now we've only got one comparable, 1,900 bucks. What we had was a 3.3, 2,200 square feet. This is a 3.2, 1,800 square feet. Just came out, already got a contact. We don't really know where this one stands, but in my opinion, this is probably nicer than the one we have. We were just looking at. So I'd probably say like 1800. And just put that in the back of my head while I'm looking for more comps. Remember, we don't want to cross the highway if we don't have to. But we will. Because we're definitely not crossing a river. And that is the Tennessee River. 2,200 square feet. This one's a little smaller, but it's clean. It's already cleaned up. 2,000 bucks. That's pretty much the range here, 1,900 to 2,000. We've got 2,000, 1,800, 2,000, 1,900, 1,900, and our property lies in here. So safe to say it's around 19. Say, I always take 100 bucks off, say 1,800. And we make sure that this payment with the owner is the correct payment. Sometimes the taxes and insurance is already included in this, but if it's not, you want to underwrite for it. So when you talk to them, just make sure, hey, I'm just confirming, is that mortgage payment that I'm seeing here, 988, is that your total payment every month? And they'll tell you, no, that's not the right payment, or yes, it is the right payment. But when you ask them from a blank slate and you just say, hey, what's your monthly payment? You're never going to get it, very rarely, because they're going to come off standoffish. But if you already come with the information and have them confirm it, you're okay. You usually get a good response. And that's it for rents. You want to just make sure there's 500 bucks difference so that when we go into deep underwriting, we truly know what the numbers are. If you underwrite it at 300 and you hand it off to a SubTo student, we've got to take away 20% for management fees, for just in case money, a whole bunch of things that we underwrite for. So if you're handing it off at $300 a month, it's already getting cut down to like 100 or 90 or 80 bucks. Nobody's going to want that unless they're looking for the depreciation of the property. It's just going to be a tougher sale. Where if you find something at $500, $600, $700 plus of cash flow, now whatever deductibles you have to take out, whatever expenses you have, now you're trickling down closer to $350, and it looks a little better for the student, whoever's picking it up, whoever the investor is. So that's that. Hope that helped, Jess.
Yeah, so nothing over 5 really, right? Or are we trying to just squeeze pennies after that, basically?
Exactly.
I mean, nothing under 5, I should say, 500 a month.
It'll get way too tight. $402. Oh, okay. Let me check out that address, Kevin. 49. Back in Indianapolis again. $3.5 loan. They got it February of 22. This looks good. Let's see what the numbers look like. Faulkner. Oh, wow. Did we start at 2 or at 3? We started at 2.
Believe 2.
Time goes by so fast. I was gonna cut this thing off at 3. We've got 395. So Kevin, this is probably a little high. We've got 395. We multiply it by 0.93. 0.93 gives us 367, 350. Subtract the loan balance of 286. And they've got an $80,000 availability of equity that would go to their pocket. So unless they're completely desperate on moving, it'd probably be a tough one. But never put your mind in the seller's brain, in the seller's head. Just ask. Check and see. You never know. Rogelio, I think you messaged me. Where are you? Where's the address? Check out another couple of them. 14324. Oh, we just did that one. Was that a good one? I forgot.
Yeah,
Desert. Cactus. We would have to go directly to the owner on this one. That's okay.
oh, I see.
I'm trying to call something to market.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So in this case, it would be a skip trace for the owner. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Melissa Freeman asked me to go to Memphis, Tennessee. I hope they were talking about. Or maybe Memphis, where else? There's so many Memphises. There's Memphi everywhere. I'm going to Tennessee. Okay, first one is 5391 Duran. Guys, keep it as simple as you can. 5391 Duran. We did this one. Apparently we've called Tennessee before because I called this in one of my lives. Let's go to the next one. Wonderlic. $415 estimate. Always look at the history, check and see what they've been doing, what has been done. They were trying to list it and sell it at 429, which is a little bit over market value of 415. So we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, if it was to sell at that list price, which it didn't, and it failed, you would have gotten 398. And then we subtract the loan balance, which is 335, 761, and 59, 642. $3,500 is what they would have walked away with traditionally. So in this situation, we can absolutely come up to them and just see how much they're okay with. Plenty of room. And I would call, but I want to talk to agents. I want you guys to hear agent calls.
I can call an agent for you if you want. I
Yeah.
don't have any picked out, but because I'm calling on foreclosed properties right now, but
No, I want a low equity agent. You got to hear how they talk. It's a little different.
oh yeah, I've done that before. Just that's what I'm doing today.
Here we go.
I got one that I haven't called them yet, but it just popped up for me.
Just a message.
If you go by a true ARV, it's definitely low equity, but it's a little higher.
Okay, put it in the chat. Okay, so this one's on market. This might be the perfect example, guys. Okay, so we've got 250 is what they're trying to sell it. Estimate is 281. So they're already selling it under market value. So they know the house needs some work or they're trying to sell quickly. One of the two. So we're at 250 times 0.93. We've got 232.5 and we subtract 207, 100. We've got 25,000 is what their walkaway number would be at full price, which they haven't gotten yet in 11 days. So at 25,000, they're kind of close to the top of what we would be able to offer. So I'm going to call the agent, see exactly how much they need to walk away with, if they already moved, and discovery questions. You're going to hear what my discovery questions sound like if they don't hang up on me. All right.
Please message at the tone. When finished, you may hang up or press pound for additional options.
Hi, Amanda. My name is Jose. I'm calling about the property at 18 South Alicia Drive in Memphis. Give me a call when you get a chance. I was very interested, checking to see if you have any offers on it. My number is 321-344-0131. Thank you. Take that same phone number and just text the same thing I just said and text it. Most people don't look at their voicemails anymore. Hi, Amanda. My name is Jose. Calling about the property on Alicia. Most agents don't have multiple listings on the same street, so just say the name of the street. Don't start going 18 blah 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 and a zip code. You sound too robot. Property on Alicia, it's normal. My name is Jose. Call about the property on the legal. Let me know. Thanks. That's it. Keep it moving. Walnut Grove is probably too much equity. Let's see. Oh, they just did an equity line. Okay. 3856 Walnut Grove. Yeah, 575. Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. This is like real estate porn to me. Except for those cabinets. But pretty nice. New roof in March. Let's see how long they've been trying to sell it. They listed it in March at 675 and they're all the way down to 575. So we'll take their number, 575, go 93. Times 0.93. We've got 534, and now we're going to subtract both loan balances because they took a huge equity line. 186 minus 365. You guys get a negative number too? This is negative 16,000. So they're willing to pay out of pocket. Put yourself in their shoes. Why are they willing to pay out of pocket? Why are they okay with this list price? They already took the equity line out.
But they want to leave.
Yeah, they want to leave and they've got 190 grand in their pocket. Whether they used it for the renovation or to do anything on the property, it's up in the air, but there's no way they renovated the property that much. So they've got some cushion. If they need to pay and take it out of this, they will, no problem. Now we got to make sure that their mistake, well, not their mistake, what they needed as far as their money is not going to affect our cash flow. So we've got 2,800, 2,900 total here in liabilities. And we're going to see how much we can rent this thing for. It's a beautiful house. Just needs a little bit of light work. 3,400 square feet, 4 bedrooms.
That's what you call a lipstick.
Yeah.
Is this like your ideal setup scenario? They're willing to pay out, and if we can get the cash flow correct, it's a good deal. It's a hot deal for you. Jose.
Yeah. We're look at this. We're surrounded by $2 million home, $1.7 million home. These others on the main street are lower. They're just under $500,000, obviously, because they're on the main street. The second you go into the neighborhood, everything's over $500,000. So it's a good area to be in. 650, 560. Let's see what the rent looks like.
Are you also gonna assume that the listing agent understand that this has to be a creative finance because they got negative equity?
They don't know that. They're gonna try and go traditional, and the seller's gonna pay to get this loan off their name, and they don't care.
That's the rub, right? We gotta convince the agent.
I mean, ultimately, you gotta convince the owner, but you can't get to the owner without the agent. 14 contacts in 78 days. This is overpriced. This is probably should be around 3. Let's keep looking. Are we close to downtown? Where are we? Yeah, oh, we're not too far from downtown Memphis on the east side. Let me open this thing up a little more. We're gonna look. If you don't have comps, guys, just play with it. You're gonna go from 4 bedrooms, go down to 3 bedrooms. Look at that. We went down to 3 and we got $6,000 a month, 3,300 square feet. And look at this. We've got just as many contacts as days, which means this is actually a decent price, which I have no idea how. I guess this is like the ritzy area of Memphis. Wow.
They're in the zip code, buddy.
What's that?
They're in the zip codes.
Yeah. 3,300 square feet. Let me just make sure. 3,300 square feet. Well, it's up there. So if this is 2,800, say it's 3,200, we would need our rent to be at least $4,000. And if this is correct, I think we're in the clear. I'm gonna check one more time with something a little bit cheaper or lower. I'm gonna go down to 2,500 square feet. Even though our property is bigger, I want to make sure that we're close. There we go. 3,500 square feet. I mean, $3,500 a month, 2,600 square feet. Not enough context. Owner agent. Bad example. 2,400 a month. 2,700 square feet. This just came out. We can't really tell. Being that this is a newer property, I'd say we're okay at 3,800. Maybe 4,000. I don't think it's going to go as high as this 6,000 here. I'm trying to figure out why they're not showing the front of the house. Interesting. But yep. Let me call this lady. This was on the market, right? The lead we were looking at. Now that we have kind of a frame on what to go off of, we kind of know how to rebuttal a few of the questions if they do come up. We know there's an equity line. We know they're paying around 14,000 to get out of this thing. And we just got to come in and show them the other side. Show them the light of creative financing. 4036. Okay. Is this a lady or a guy? Anyone gonna tell me? Mark?
Mark, sorry, Mr. Call.
Lady.
Or leave me a voicemail here. I'll get back to you as quick as I can either way. Thanks.
Personal preference. Didn't feel like leaving a number. I'm just gonna text them. Hi, Mark with a Q.
Jose, you don't double dial?
Screw it. Let's double dial. I'm trying to get somebody on the line, man. Somebody like fresh, a realtor that actually picks up their phone. Agents are busy on the weekend. It should be.
Mark, sorry, Mr. Call.
Triple dial. No, I don't feel like getting cursed out.
They're probably having ribs for lunch.
$879 Dickinson.
Jose, say you did buy this property, that one that's for 575, and you obviously don't live in Tennessee, do you have boots on the ground or people in contact to see that you actually want to have it rented out, or how do you work that? Because you're not going to go to every state that we're looking in markets.
I kind of do feel like flying to every state, but
Oh,
that's a whole nother.
Okay. No, I did too, but I mean, logistically, you're like,
Yeah, no, logistically, I use my network. When you're in this group, there's so many investors that are out there looking in every single state. So no matter where you look, I've got help in every single state. I could
oh,
just,
that's awesome.
I'll put a post up in 15 minutes, I'll have somebody.
That's there that can help you out or hook you up to.
Yep.
Who do you use for property management for this? Say like for that particular one.
Whoever my partner is locally is the one that's going to guide me towards a good one.
Okay, I see. Awesome.
Google reviews too. 297. Wow, this one's super low equity. I wish we could have taken this one. Okay, they've got a here. I'm going to show you guys what it's like to call something under contract already. Because we can always be a plan B. And you never really know how financing is going, especially with the rates jumping up lately. So if it is a really good house,
Thank you for calling Coldwell Banker Collins Mall.
it's worth the extra call.
Secret Friday, 8:30 to 5:30.
Yeah, Paulette, I love Nashville.
Speak with an agent, dial 2 for the company directory. If you're an agent wanting to schedule an appointment, dial
Company
1.
directory.
Welcome to the directory. Please enter the first 3 letters of your party's first or last name. Using your
Let's go,
touchtone
Melissa.
keypad, use the 7 key for Q and the 9 key for Z. Press 1 for YOLANDA space GAILES extension 1641. Press 2 for JASON.
Oh wow, we're gonna go through the whole roster, aren't we?
IA extension 1829. Press 3 for PRACI. This is Tracy.
Hi Tracy, how are you? I'm calling about your property you're listing on Dickinson. I see that you have it under contract, but there's not that many beautiful properties like this one. So I'm checking to see if the contract on that you have is solid, or if there's any hiccups along the way.
Yeah, it's actually due to close, I think it's Monday, so.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. You're looking in the particular area?
I was looking in Memphis, but let me see. What part of town are you in?
I kind of sell all over Memphis.
Oh, okay. I was looking for something closer to the zoo, but this wasn't too bad at all.
You're looking for Midtown.
Yeah. Closer to the college. Price point doesn't really matter to me. I could go up to $500,000 because this is going to be a rental property. So what I'm trying to do is buy something that in a situation like this, it looks like your owner didn't have too much equity. So the price was you guys were pretty firm on price, right? On this one? Yeah. So if you come across a situation where a seller has low equity, if you could give me a call, I'd love to pay you your commission on it and do that.
If you want to send me text me your contact information.
Okay.
And I'll keep my eyes open.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Oh.
All right. Take care. We'll text her. She seems open to it. Where is this? Also, guys, if you're really gonna market to a city, don't. I'm writing Dickinson saying, don't be a dick. Don't be a dick to realtors. Try and get them on your team. Make sure that if they are nice and open to any of the ideas that you pitch them, specifically this, she completely understood what a low equity was. They'll send you some leads because they want to get paid just as badly as we do. So if we could find a good property and we can have them on our side, you'll start recruiting a roster of agents where they'll send you some pretty good leads. Especially if they're in an office like that, it seems like they have a good amount of realtors. Text, buy box, to Tracy. Gent. Low equity. Okay, next. Guys, I'm gonna go another 15 minutes, then I am out of here. I am 2 hours late to a baby's birthday party. Like the baby's keeping track. 559 North White Station. This looks pretty. Um, 295. They just sold it last week. July 28th. So that was, they sold it at 295. They probably walked away with like 5 or 10 grand on this one too. Let's go to the next. White Station. We've got St. Albans. I'm not even gonna go close to that one. That's 7,000 square foot house. Memphis has houses that big. It's crazy. This is a 21900 square feet. Skipping over it. Not much I can do there. 1600 square feet. That's more like it. 602 Eva.
Say,
Yes, sir.
yeah, so if it comes up sold in the years 2021, would that be a call to the seller?
Yes, yes. Not a market. Yep.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Oh, wow. Cute bungalow. All right, let's see what the history looks like. They tried to sell it at the beginning of this year for 180. House is worth 170, so we're gonna roll with their best case scenario, which is 180. Times 0.93. And subtract the loan balance of 158. 197, and we've got 9,200 bucks is what they would have walked away with on a full price offer. So now we come in, talk directly to the seller, and try and give them the same thing or less. I'm not having much luck, so I'm just going to start calling sellers too, because these agents are not working. 602 Eva Street. Memphis. Is not it.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye. Hello?
Hi, Erica.
Yes?
Hi, this is Jose. I'm calling about your property at 602 Eva Street. I saw that you were trying to sell it earlier in the year. Are you still open to an offer? I'm looking for a property for myself.
I am actually gonna stay in it for now and try to fix it up so I can make more profit.
Oh, okay. The profit was a little low on it.
Yes,
Well, it looks like yeah, is this right? You've got about a 158 loan balance and a 2.9 rate.
mm-hmm.
Well, I'm looking for a rental property that could possibly cash flow pretty well, so I can actually put some money in your pocket a lot higher than the traditional offer.
Okay,
We could possibly, I know you were probably walking away with only like $4,000 or $5,000 last time. So I want to make sure that you get at least, what were you looking for that you didn't get?
well, that's the thing is that I would need at least enough to cover the mortgage that I have on it, and then, you know, the perfect world, at least enough to close on another home. So I'm not homeless, so like every time somebody offered, it was not even enough to pay off the mortgage.
Yeah, how much do you have in arrears?
Say that one more time?
How much do you have in arrears?
I don't know what that means, I'm sorry.
Or just back payments, or that you owe on them?
So
Yeah.
so I still owe about 150 and change. I
Well,
bought it for 165.
okay, so 150 change balance, and I've got a payment of 600, is that right? 686?
Nope, I pay 966.
966, okay, that's still not bad. Yeah, well, what number were you looking for to put as a down payment for your next house?
Well, I mean, I haven't been looking for anything, but I just
Okay.
knew that I'd need something, so I wasn't homeless if I sold the home.
Yeah,
So, you know,
yeah.
10 grand, just something in my pocket, so I have something.
Then, okay, I could possibly work something out where I can give you that 10 if you did kind of have an idea of where you could go or where you wanted to go. But we can also give you time as well. We close pretty quickly in 2 weeks. So we could give you the funds and maybe give you like a month post occupancy just to find that house and give you some time. But if you don't mind, what is your best email address? And I'll send you over an offer to see if it works for you.
Okay, perfect. The email is GAB as in boy, RIE as in elephant, L as in love, L as in love, E as in elephant, period. D as in dog, ARCAN as in number, G as in giraffe, E as in elephant, L as in love, O as in octopus @gmail.com. Sorry, it's my whole name. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I got it. Well, yeah, I should have something for you tonight. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or text me. I know it's Saturday, so if you want to take a day or so to look over things, perfectly fine, and we could
Yeah.
regroup tomorrow.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay.
I appreciate it, and I'll save your number in my phone.
Perfect. Thank you, Erica.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You just never know. Was her name even Erica? That's what I pulled up.
She responded to it.
Yeah, actually her name is Gabrielle, but yeah. She was down. So that's why you have to have a discovery question. I could have said, yeah, I could give you $15,000-$20,000 to your pocket, but instead what you have to approach is like, what was it that you were looking for in the last listing that you didn't get this time? So with that question alone, they're like, oh, well, I need at least my my down payment for the next place. And I asked her again, well, how much do you think that would be? And then she, in passing really quickly, was like 10,000, just something to get going real quick. Boom. I already know 10 is clear. I have no agent fees. I have no extra stuff to put in there. So as long as the house is in decent shape and the area is okay, I know we could cash flow even with the payment being higher. The payment was 966. We're probably going to look at a rent of around, well, let's do it together. 1,600 square feet, 2-bedroom. My only fear is that this is a bad area. never know where you turn if it's a bad area. Melissa Freeman, if you're still around, tell me if this is a bad area. 1,600 square feet.
She also gave you her initial of wanting to have 4,000 on the deal initially. And so when you said 10,000, you could hear her little excitement, like, well, okay, 10,000. Yeah. So I think you just putting it at 10,000, she feels like she's winning just a little bit, just in that short conversation.
With this strategy, they're always winning. It's just they're not sure if they want to win with the risk involved of something new, but they're always winning.
Right.
That's so the only hump here is not the numbers, it's not the strategy, it's just making them feel comfortable on what this strategy is. And if it's legal, if I'm actually going to perform, a good buyer, people like that. Got 1,200 here. No problem, Alexi. Take care. Thanks, Anthony. We got 1,200 bucks here. There's not much cash flow, I'll tell you that, guys. Well, ton of contacts here. So they might actually be undervalued. Maybe we could shoot for 1,300. I just don't know this area. Look how the rent jumps here from 1,200 to 1,900, just crossing that street. They're a little overpriced, as you can tell here by the contacts and days listed. This should probably be around 16 or 17. So now we're kind of finding the middle ground. I'm gonna look for one more, 1,700. Halfway decent. How are the contacts? 16 and 59 days. This is probably overpriced, should be around 15. We could probably pull 1,500. And what was her payment? 966.
966.
Yeah, we're right on that $500 cusp. So it'd be worth it to send it.
Okay.
Rents for
Jose, do you ever use HUD for market rates? So working with the population and homelessness or people with agencies to kind of at least, say, I mean, I was going to use the calculator for HUD, but I was curious if you use that also to at least know that you'll get that rent amount.
no, if you would like to cover how you use it, I don't mind. I'm open to all different strategies. Everybody has their own.
It's just people like on Section 8 or vouchers. So
But will they give you a hot map of like where they are in town?
actually, I'm looking. So if you look under HUD, there's a calculator that will tell you for the city, or 2-bedroom per room, and at least if you can find somebody with an agency, like with Catholic Social Services or United Way.
I try not to, just because they have a more conservative rent.
They do. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to go for top dollar on that.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I'm one of those guys.
Oh no. Well, I guess to me it's just at least on the lower end. I guess sometimes when I calculate it, at least I can get that much. So I'm the same way. I go higher. Like the rental I was telling you about, they have it around 1,100 for a 1-bedroom. 2-bedroom was 12,500, and I was like, yeah, I can get more. And I actually have someone on a voucher, but I had to go look for them, and there's this different programs. So I was just curious if you use HUD calculations at all.
Gotcha. Thank you, then. All right, guys. So let's just finish underwriting this. Okay, so we've got a 2-bedroom, right? If it's 2-bedroom right now and it's 1,600 square feet, I believe it was. Yeah. 1,600 square feet. So the reason I even bothered with a 2-2 is because of this. It's 1,600 square feet, which tells me we can add another bedroom or two, or just close off a living room and have a plenty good size of another bedroom. Pepper just said pad split. That's exactly what I was thinking when I initially picked this lead to call. Is I got to see, number one, if pad split even goes here to Memphis. I'm sure they do. But what we would do is rent per room, and I would add 2 bedrooms. So if we go from 2 bedrooms to 4 bedrooms at $185 per room, we've got $740 a week. Multiply that by 4, $2,960 a month. Multiply that by 8.85, because pad split takes their 15% cut. 0.85, we've got 2,500. And then let's say another $400 or $500 to pay back the private money lender that's going to give us the money to go and fix this, bring the deposit, that whole jazz. We're still at $2,000 and a 9-something payment. So we've got 1,000 cash flow, pretty consistent through pad split on this one. So yeah,
Nice.
pad split is willing to team up on this one. Absolutely.
That
This one
seems
would-
so easy. Are most expired listings that easy to talk to? And no,
Sorry, I feel like most people just talk about this stuff and they get 2 or 3 phone calls and they're scared and like, oh, those suck. Well, yeah, they sucked because you only called 3 or 5 people. Make the calls. When I was about to give up, and what did I do? Just keep going. Just do 1 or 2 more calls. Right on the other side, I got this. Like, you just got to push that extra little mile. Just leaving myself a reminder to send an offer.
are these recorded, Jose? Do you have a YouTube channel that they go to, or?
Yeah, it's on YouTube right now,
Oh, I didn't notice that. Okay.
but it'll be recorded and it stays there automatically.
Awesome.
They listed and then removed it. You haven't called it in Fort Lauderdale. And Jelly, I'm gonna go for it. 1221 Northwest 7th Ave. $12.21. Come on. All
Was
right.
it when you send that offer to that lady? Do
Yeah.
you say explain it on the email before you put it on paper? Or do you want to get contact with her one more time to explain the program? So she, you know what I'm saying? It's,
I do it both together. So I make sure that when she has the LOI in her hand, that I call her and then we review it together. If she does it on her own, she's automatically gonna say no. So I let her review it on her time, no rush, and then tomorrow, that's why I told her, I'll reach back out tomorrow and we could go through it and just catch her up to speed on what it's like.
you prefer that together at the same time on the phone and she's looking at the email.
Yeah, because a confused mind always says no, so.
That's correct.
As long as
Yeah.
you can figure that out with them, you're fine.
Would we be able to listen to your conversation while you go over the letter of intent?
Absolutely not. That's a $10,000 mentorship. Yes.
That's a good one. Ouch.
No, I don't mind. You guys are gonna hear me anyways on different calls and things like that. That'll be next step. Yeah, I know you guys want it, but for sure. Yeah, you'll get to that. I might record a couple. I actually recorded one with an attorney. The broker came to me red hot, like livid. And yeah, she was just livid, and I turned her from blood red to having to talk to my attorney, speak to my broker, and now she's like sending me listings.
Nice.
Wow.
Very cool stuff. The 7th Avenue, let me just go through it real quick. We've got, it looks like low equity, yeah. 1221 Northwest 7. You're welcome, Melissa. Got some people on YouTube shouting me out.
It's 4 o'clock your time, just to
Ignore that.
remind you.
I need like a crane to take me out of this chair.
That's the baby shower or the baby's birthday party.
Maybe you'll have another.
Thank you so much for everything. I gotta go, but bye, everybody. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Listing removed, so we've got 430 here. Let's see if it's low equity, actually. I don't think so. 430, 10.93, we've got 399. And then we subtract the 259, we've got well over 140,000 in equity. So yeah, might not fly. We will see. We will see what we do with this one. Put it in, if you guys want me to do any one of these hybrid deals, just put it into the link that I put. We could go over it one-on-one throughout the week. But most of these aren't urgent. They could sell traditionally, and if they do, good for them. If they don't, they obviously only have us to compete with. So we're fine. Don't feel too rushed on these types of leads. But on low equity leads, I'd say feel a little bit more rushed, just because somebody's going to get to them before us. Especially if I keep teaching as good as this.
Good job, good job.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, I'm going to get going. Thank you for everything. Hope you guys are great. Enjoy your weekend, and yeah, we'll be in touch.